Libra, welcome to my channel Cancer Moon Oracles. My name is Rosa and I am coming in with your weekly love reading, where in this video we're going to take a look at your person's current feelings towards you. Please like, share, subscribe if the reading resonates. Roles can be reversed. Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising Libra placements are welcome. Libra, we're going to open up and ask Spirit, how does this person currently feel towards the sign of Libra? And I do feel like using the Light Seers Tarot for your reading here today. We have the High Priestess with the Ten of Wands. How does this person currently feel towards the sign of Libra? We have the Eight of Pentacles. You could be connecting to a Pisces. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Devil. We also have Capricorn energy on the table. Let me adjust myself. Okay, how does this person currently feel? Okay. The Devil's here. You know, I am getting the energy of someone who, how do I put this? How do I put this into words? There's someone who still feels attached to you, but they are trying not to be. There may be someone here that you walked away from with the Eight of Cups. You may have walked away from this person. You may have emotionally detached from someone here, but I don't feel like this person has gotten over you. I feel like this person is still obsessed with you or attached to you. It feels like with the Devil, this person is still like emotionally attached to you, but doesn't want to be. Yeah, the Fool's underneath. Yeah, the Fool is underneath the Devil. I am feeling this, right? So there's this sense with this person, Libra, like they're trying to tell themselves, I don't care. I don't care Libra doesn't like me anymore. I don't care Libra's left me. I don't care Libra doesn't talk to me anymore. But they do. They do. Trust me, they do care. Okay? They are more obsessed than what they let on. They do. The more they tell themselves they don't care, the more attached they are, because by telling themselves they don't care, what they're trying to do is convince themselves they don't care. But they do care. Yeah. Okay. I feel with the High Priestess here, this person keeps a lot of their maybe thoughts and feelings hidden. They keep a lot of their thoughts and feelings very close to their chest. They don't sort of reveal too much to anybody about how they feel about you or about maybe what happened between the both of you. I feel like this person just keeps it very, very private. But these thoughts and these feelings that they have of you is a lot to carry. Okay, it's actually burdening them. These thoughts and these feelings are a heavy burden. And I actually feel like what this person does is that they throw themselves into their work, or they throw themselves into their studies to try and alleviate some of these thoughts and these feelings that they have. I actually feel like this person is constantly being reminded of you in some shape, way or form. I don't know, for some of you I'm getting that maybe you guys live together, or like I just feel like when they're at home or when they're at work, they see you. Okay, they see you. I don't know what that means. So it's kind of like they just can't escape maybe the thoughts of you. Or this, I'm even getting like smells, like the smell of you still is lingering around. But I can see very strongly here that you are constantly on this person's mind. Thoughts and feelings of you weigh heavy on this person, and they try to kind of like alleviate it through, like I said, work, study. But the Eight of Pentacles this is like a card of distraction. So I don't know how well that is actually working for this person. How does this person currently feel? So this person, I just want to clarify the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Cups and the Five of Wands. Why is the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Cups and the Five of Wands here, please, Spirit? I actually feel like this person is struggling to maybe emotionally detach. There we go. There's the High Priestess. See what I mean? They're not saying anything to anybody. They're not saying anything to you. The High Priestess is a very quiet person. They're keeping it all internal, okay? They're keeping it all inside. This person is very guarded, even. Doesn't sort of want to let on. Oh my goodness, look at this. The Five of Wands clarifying the Five of Wands. Doesn't want to let on that you are affecting them. But you are, because the Five of Wands is still here. And the Five of Wands, it's a card of conflict. It's a card that would suggest that this person isn't in alignment. This person isn't being true to themselves. This person isn't being honest with themselves. This person isn't obviously listening to their intuition or following their intuition. Tell me more about this energy. Death. Okay. A card of Scorpio. Well, their intuition may be telling them to, let go. because, you know, holding on to these feelings, or holding on to these emotions that they have for you isn't supporting them or isn't serving them. But for some reason, they're struggling to accept that maybe their relationship with you is final, or their relationship with you is over. This person still has this unhealthy attachment to you, but they're convincing themselves that they don't care, that you've left them or that you've walked away. I'm going to have a look at this energy. Tell me more about the Fool and the Devil. Why is the Fool and the Devil here? Nine of Pentacles. That's interesting. Tell me more about the Fool and the Devil. The Six of Wands. Okay. The Two of Pentacles. Well, see, the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Wands is a Libran who is quite confident within themselves. You know, they're viewing you as a Libran who is very independent and is very confident and has this striking ability to be able to just step away and walk away from this person with, you know, strength. You know, you had the strength to walk away from this person. This person's like, in a roundabout way, this person cannot believe that you had maybe the confidence and the strength to walk away from them. And I feel like this person is trying to mirror you with the Two of Pentacles here. I feel like they're trying to mirror you. But the Devil tells me that they're not vibrationally on the same level as you. Like they don't even come close, they don't even compare. Because the Devil would suggest that this person still has a lot to work through. The Fool is nice because they're trying to, like, you know, maybe accept your decision to leave them. And they're trying to convince themselves that they don't care, but it's coming from a place of ego. Okay, they're not embodying what's really happening here. Because the Death and the Five of Wands is here, which means there's a conflict. They're struggling to accept that something needs to change. And it's something that they have to grow through. Okay. It's almost like maybe an ego death has to take place here. Yeah. Let's take a look at your feelings. So, yeah, it's almost like this person is avoiding going through some kind of like spiritual lesson or a spiritual awakening. The Fool is kind of like that young, immature energy, but yeah, this person's having a hard time. Let's take a look at your feelings towards this person. There's a lot of avoiding going on with your person. Okay, look at that. Page of Cups, Spirit, Angels and Guides. How does Libra feel towards this person? What are Libra's feelings towards this person? The Hermit. Okay. What are Libra's feelings towards this person? You've got the Page of Swords, the Chariot, the Seven of Cups. What else have we got at the bottom here? We've got the Seven of Wands. Look at that. I'm going to take that. Okay. I like the Seven of Wands for you because this would tell me that you feel very protective of your energy. Very protective of your energy here. You're kind of like in this zone, if you will. Yeah, you're in this zone, you're protecting your energy, you're protecting your peace. It kind of feels like maybe you're done with dealing with someone who just continues to maybe come to you with the same old excuses. I see the Seven of Wands coming at you as someone who you've been dealing with. And this person that you've been dealing with is just the energy of someone who's just been giving you excuse after excuse after excuse. And you're done with it. It kind of just feels like you're done with it. Okay. With the Page of Cups, you feel like this person is very maybe immature. I'm getting that, like emotionally immature. You feel like this person maybe continuously approaches you with like empty promises or empty apologies. Okay. Your feelings towards this person. With the Hermit card here and the Page of Cups, you feel like you're so much more wiser or you're so much more mature than the person that you're dealing with. So therefore, you're sort of showing me here that you feel like you're on two different pages, you're on two different vibrations, you're on two different levels. And if you feel like you're so much more mature, then you just feel like you're better off being alone or you're better off being by yourself right now. You're also showing me the Hermit is wisdom, you know, and it's someone who's coming into their smarts. So you may be feeling like the more you've been sort of dealing with this person, the smarter, Page of Swords, the smarter you've gotten. You know, the Page of Swords has his or her head in the books. So you just feel like the more you've been dealing with this person, the more you have become wiser, or the more you've become knowledgeable and smarter. And you're just recognizing here that, you know, this person's full of SHIT, or this person's full of excuses. And when this person comes to you and says, I'm sorry, Libra, you're realizing now, okay, you're realizing, Hermit and the Page of Swords, that this person truly is just saying sorry for the sake of saying sorry. And they aren't embodying the practical side of the apology. You know, you're realizing here that this person's just all smoke and mirrors. Seven of Cups. And with the Chariot, this is you feeling determined to, because you're the charioteer here, you're grabbing the reins of these horses and you're in control. You're in control, you're staying very focused, and you're determined to not allow this person maybe pull the wool over your eyes anymore, or you're determined to not let the illusion of this relationship pull you back in or suck you back in. You're determined to, you know, overcome it. That's why the Seven of Wands is here. You're like, no more excuses. I couldn't care for this person's excuses. I couldn't care for this person's reasons. I couldn't care for this person's apologies anymore. I'm done. Because whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing, it's all an illusion. It's all just smoke and mirrors. It's not real. It's not truth. It's just a facade. This person, you just feel like this person's telling you what you want to hear, but you're not seeing truth. You're not seeing, well, when I say you're not seeing truth, I mean you're not seeing change or growth embodied. Yeah. There is a saying that I'm seeing with this Page of Cups. It's almost like with this pig with wings. It's kind of like this person's giving you full of air promises. And you're no longer accepting full of air promises. I honestly don't feel like I need to clarify any of that, because I feel, Libra, that's pretty straightforward. Let's take a look at the possible outcome. I'm just going to grab a card for the possible outcome regarding this situation, because at this time, I don't see your person like taking action towards you or reaching out to you. I see this person avoiding you and avoiding their feelings and their thoughts of you. And I just see them, if anything, this person's trying to mirror you. Okay, they're trying to mirror this confidence that you have, and that's that confidence that's coming through, like I said, in the Seven of Wands. You can see in the Seven of Wands, this woman here, her solar plexus chakra is lit up. And when it's lit up like this, this is a confidence that is coming from the inside out. Okay, let's see what the possible outcome is looking like. The wheel was actually sitting underneath the Seven of Wands. Possible outcome. Well, it kind of just feels like with the wheel that you are overcoming maybe some karmic cycles is what I want to say with the wheel. I'm seeing all these discs. It kind of feels like maybe you've gone through maybe many ups and downs with this person, but finally with this woman standing on the top of this last wheel, it kind of just feels like finally you're overcoming a cycle, and it feels like a karmic cycle. Okay, so in the possible outcome, it feels like you're maybe finally learning a valuable lesson yourself, which is very empowering. Okay, it's very empowering for you. I can see this, and it's putting you in a very poised position. Okay, it's putting you in a very poised position. It's putting you in a very favorable position. And I feel like this was a lesson that you perhaps needed to overcome. And you're finally learning it, or you're finally getting it. And I feel like it's through the Hermit. It's coming through the Hermit energy that's coming through your spread here. Yeah. So there's your reading, Libra. Hopefully that was helpful, insightful. Hopefully this reading resonated with your current situation. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.